Was this really that hard? Mario games, the absolute gold standard of platformers. Yes, there are many others that surpass them today, but let's be honest, without good old Mario, they wouldn't be where they are today. If Mario wasn't a hit, who knows what platformers would be like? In fact, that almost was the case. Because you see, after Super Mario Bros. 1 hit the scene in Japan, Nintendo followed it up with Super Mario Bros. 2. No, not that one. I mean the original Super Mario Bros. 2. This game was vindictive, difficult, unfair, and ultimately not very fun. So with the sudden backlash of slapping gamers across the face with this abomination, Nintendo quickly reversed course and retrofitted Doki Doki Panic as SMB2 to the rest of the world. But to be honest, Nintendo never really lost its edge of making hard-as-nails stages. Just instead of making them obtuse and cheap, they refined their skills to give us a much more fair and fun challenge. And I honestly think that first started with the Super Nintendo launch title, Super Mario World. I mean, this whole game is chock full of amazing levels, and some of them can make you lose a lot of lives. But to be honest, even as a kid, they were never too hard. Except for one specific world, Special Zone. Now I'll be honest, this whole video was just going to focus on one specific stage, the one widely voted as the hardest stage of all, Tubular. But once I started, I just couldn't stop, and to be honest, I don't think I ever actually beat the whole world 100% as a kid. I mean, I remember the save file existing, due to the bonus you get at the end, but that could have been my older sister who did that. Regardless, I didn't actually do it until years later on the GBA port. And yes, while I have replayed the hell out of Super Mario World countless times over the years, I haven't actually gone back to Special Zone since the GBA era. Why is that? I mean, they can't be that hard, can they? Right? Well, whatever. Let's start up a new save file, zip on through the shortcuts to Star World, collect all the hidden keys in Star World, and finally, we are in hell itself. I mean, Special Zone. I mean, listen to the happy, bright music. There is surely nothing bad here. Now, before I begin, I'm gonna level with you. I'm gonna beat these stages any way I can. That does not mean I'll be using save states or, the rewind feature, but I am gonna be using every power-up and Yoshi whenever I can. Because, trust me, with some of these levels, I'm gonna need them. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's get started. First up,
Oh, gnarly!
I remember this stage very well, because I used to suck at it. Nowadays it's very easy, all you gotta do is jump these platforms, climb up the right vines, or just simply have Yoshi. Seriously, the moment the level starts, just go to the very edge on the right, tongue up this sucker, and fly over the whole stage. I mean, you don't even need a blue Yoshi. They put a blue Koopa there just to make it that much easier. You pop out of this pipe right here, and to the right is the end of the level. Alrighty, Gnarly is done. But wait, how do you get all those extras down there? Well, the obvious spot to use is this warp pipe, right? Yeah, I mean, it's there, it's so inconspicuous, but you can't just go into it without a platform. Well, to do it, we do the same trick in the beginning, hit this block on the way up, press the P-switch, go all the way up and hug the wall to the right, descend down before the P-switch goes away, and there will now be a new item block at the lip of the pipe. Use it to walk in. Collect the dragon coins if you want, but don't forget to walk over here, and you will collect 3 hidden green mushrooms, giving you 3 lives. Just use your cape to fly over the remaining enemies, and proceed to the exit. Done and done. Next up, we got
Tubular!
Now this stage I initially didn't remember much about. I want to go as blind as possible with these stages. Again, I've played them before, but it's been at least a decade since I've seen them. And I mean, where's the fun of looking up how to beat them before I even start the stage? That defeats the whole purpose. So let's get all geared up and... well, Yoshi's useless. There are no shells to swallow, so I can't really use his flying ability. And there is no room to get a running start for the cape, so we're just gonna have to keep jumping. Nope. Okay. Shit. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's coming back to me now. Okay, I got to use the balloon power-up. And nope. Shit! Yeah, I need to do something first. 1 second. I'm not going to keep getting game overs and have to continue from my last save, so I'm going to go get as many lives as I can. So let's go over here, finish this level, go to the spooky mansion, find this secret exit, and Sweet, sweet sanctuary. Let's farm some lives and get back to Tubular. Alright, let's do this. A few more embarrassing deaths later, and I found the trick to this level. So after the first power balloon, you float on over to this block and spawn the next balloon. But don't grab it just yet. Just let it float a bit, at least until after the flying Koopas. And then collect it after you're almost out of air. From there you can float all the way to the end, barely making it. Just avoid the footballs and the volcano lotuses, and you are home free. Now I found out after that there is another power balloon, in this block, right here. I mean, I could have just found this after enough trial and error, but 2 balloons is enough to make it the whole way. Also, another thing to point out is, you can in fact beat this level with the cape and Blue Yoshi. You just do some jumps off the charging Chuck's heads right here, and swallow up one of the flying Koopas in the middle of the stage. This is definitely a quicker method, but I honestly don't recommend it over the normal method. The cape and Yoshi method is great if you want to speedrun it, but make any mistake and you have to go all the way back to get a Blue Yoshi and cape to try again, which becomes its own pain in the ass. Just use the power balloons, it's way easier. Alright, and here's where I was initially going to end this video, because I was going to just make a showcase of this one level, Tubular. The level that was heralded as being the hardest one by many people. And, well, after beating it, there's not much to say. I mean, yes, it's tough, but it's not that tough. So now let's move on to this next stage.
Whoa, way cool!
Alright, here you just gotta find the correct path by hitting on and off switches to change the course. You will be avoiding these fuzzy bastards and dodging a chainsaw or two. This is another trial and error stage, where skill is minimally involved. It just requires you to know what path to take. You can bypass the whole stage with a cape, but this is still risky your first time since you don't know where the obstacles are. I definitely died a lot at this stage, at least enough to go farm some lives. This was due to either not knowing which way to go, or just by dumb mistakes on my part. So here are the easiest ways to pass this stage. Get yourself a Yoshi, and take any route that doesn't end in a death pit. I did on, off, on, off. Use Yoshi's vulnerability to jump off these fuzzy heads if you need to. And once you reach this point, just hit this item block and collect the wings. And away you go. Easy peasy. Now if for some reason you lost Yoshi or want to do it without them, just progress normally through this stage. Climb on the ropes and move up and down to avoid the fuzzies. Either way, once you finish the first area, the rest is simple platforming. Now I do have to point out, there is a hidden Yoshi in this stage that you can find. That is if you don't want to start the level with one. From the beginning you go on, off, on. And from here you take this secret yellow pipe. You spawn in this area, find the Yoshi, go back up, you will appear next to the item block and the wings, and there you go. You're done. On to the next level, which is...
Awesome. 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 That's awesome.
Oh cool, an ice level. You son of a bitch. Glad the game designers are having fun here. You bastards. Alright, once again, this is an ice level. So, there are ice physics here. I initially didn't notice them, so that led to this death. But besides that, this is one of the first stages I really started to feel a bit of disdain for. I mean, it's basic platforming and all that, but this enemy placement and these Koopas kicking their shells at you definitely feels like Bowser gave them explicit instructions to ice that dirtbag plumber. I definitely lost a lot of lives here. So you know what? Screw it. I can't keep going back and forth. Let's farm at least a good 50 lives. There, I should now have enough for the rest of the zone.
He didn't.
Alright, just bypass this litany of enemies and out of control Koopa shells, and you'll reach this part. Collect this P-switch and hold on to it until you get to this cliff. Stomp it out and collect your reward, a power star. Just go through all this like a madman, killing and hopping around, and once you reach this part, stop running. Unless you have a cape, you will kill this Koopa and not be able to jump off him to reach this block. I kept dying here like a moron. So just wait it out, pop off the Koopa, and... Alternatively, just get yourself a Yoshi and cape and just swallow a bunch of Koopas, fly around and lose your Yoshi, lose your cape, recover your other cape power-up, and barely make it by the sweat of your ass. Alright, next stage.
Groovy.
This stage should be automatically familiar to all of you, because it's literally the stage shown at the title screen. I remember as a kid wondering why can't I play this stage in the game. Thankfully after a while I found all the secret areas and such, and was pleasantly surprised that this level is in fact in the game. So let's plow through it. It was pretty easy. I of course died a few times because I just suck in general, but just keep going right. Collect the Yoshi by hitting this block with this Koopa shell, try to get a cape out of this roulette block, and the rest should be a piece of cake. Just use your Yoshi to eat up all the Pokies or just fly over them. Just pop off the heads of the Chucks at the end and you'll be out of there in no time. I'm kinda glad this level's in the final game. It's nothing special, but it's easily the most recognizable stage for obvious reasons. So, moving on.
Hey, you want to see something? Look at that.
Oh, Mondo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this level is far more annoying than it is hard, mainly due to the water current dragging you backwards. Make sure you hold on to the run button here. Not to run, of course, but to long jump as much as you can forward when you pop out of the water. The tide periodically goes up and down, which you can use to your advantage in some areas. Other than that, this whole level is a slog. The water feels like quicksand, while all the enemies are moving around all willy-nilly. And once you reach the amazing flying hammer brother, you'll want to break your controller. So save yourself the headache, backtrack to Groovy, get yourself a Yoshi, and hit up this roulette block, and get yourself a cape. Hold down start and select to exit the level, and now you keep everything you've collected. The extra hits from Yoshi and the cape are going to be integral here, especially against these annoying hammers. Trust me, by the time I got to the end, I lost everything, and I knew there was another flying brother to the right. So I waited for the tide to go low, kicked all the fish, collected a red mushroom so that I can take another hit. I killed the hammer brother from below, and proceeded to the exit. This level isn't that bad, to be honest, at least difficulty-wise. Like I said, it's just annoying. But if you have enough extra hits, you can breeze through it without much trouble. Okay, so we're almost done. Here we go. We got 2 levels left. This is the home stretch. We got this. Oh boy. So close. Ooh, I actually love the aesthetic of this one. A dark themed forest level is always a treat. But once you move forward, you'll notice the cannons. Lots and lots of cannons. This level is by far the one I had the most trouble with. I'm honestly confused here. How the hell is Tubular labeled the hardest level when this little slice of hell is just a few spaces away? This stage's name is outrageous, and that is so fitting. It's not even funny. Alright, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's actually try and get through it. First enemy you see is the Wiggler, and they're mostly a non-issue, but they are integral in some areas to make certain jumps. However, the bullet bills are a pain in the ass, and they feel like they fire randomly, and I proceeded to jump right into many of them due to rotten luck. But the worst enemy in this whole level is the multitude of fire snakes. I hate these little bastards. They jump towards you and leave a spark behind, and it takes a while for these little sparks to disappear. You can't jump on them, let alone even touch them. Yoshi is vulnerable to them, and sometimes when you think they're going to jump one way, they will jump the other way just to ruin your goddamn day. Okay, let's get through this. Jump to the right while praying you don't get shot. You pick up this trampoline and hold onto it until you need to use it. You avoid this gauntlet of cannons. I have to ask again, these aren't random, right? I died so many times here, I don't even think I ever noticed a pattern. I mean, like one shoots one. Is it because I stepped on this one square? There has to be a pattern. I just couldn't figure it out. There is thankfully a moment of peace after they fire once so they aren't just shooting constantly. But once you get past here, jump onto this cannon, pop off this wiggler, and get over the hole. Duck down for the inevitable bullet bills coming towards you, and use the spring to jump over this tall pipe. On the other side is 2 wigglers and this flying dipshit again. But don't worry about this guy. He is pretty easy to avoid. Just watch the hammers, get under him, and kill him. But once I get over to this pipe, I die, and die, and die.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Why are you trying to kill my soul?
Here's where I hit a brick wall. I mean, it isn't impossible, but all my built-up frustration and these annoying as shit fire snakes, I just couldn't get past this point. I mean, I managed to bypass it once, and then...
I hate snakes, Chuck! I hate them!
Okay, new strategy. I don't care. I'm cheesing it. I'm gonna cheese the hell out of this whole damn level. I got myself 2 capes, hold the Yoshi, and decided to just fly through the whole stage. I didn't make it all the way, but I did make it to where it mattered. I jump down, kill the hammer brother, and take off again. I find a Yoshi along the way, I take off once more, I use them as a virgin sacrifice, I make it by pulling off a move I didn't mean to do, I totally meant to do that, and... Finally. Alright, I didn't introduce this horrible level with a clip. Well...
That's outrageous. Done.
Oh god. Okay, one more level. I'm not taking any chances. If Outrageous was the second to last, I can't even imagine how hard this one is going to be. I go get some more lives, get 2 capes, and let's do this thing.
Sounds like someone wants to get funky.
I did it in one try. Funky is not hard at all. It's actually a very fun stage. Just don't get scared by the Sumo Brothers here. They go down easily. But once you get past all the enemies, you're treated to a very heartwarming message from the developers. What a great way to end the special zone. Speaking of which, we're done. So, do we get something out of that? Well, you do. And it's actually something kind of cool. Once Funky is beaten, you get access to a brand new Star Warp. From here, you're taken back to the very beginning of the game. Only this time, things are different. The world map sports a brand new color scheme, and when you jump into any level, you'll notice some enemy sprites have changed completely. Mainly the Koopas no longer have shells, but color-coded Mario masks, and piranha plants are now pumpkins. It doesn't change the gameplay in any way, but this is a cool little bonus for beating the special zone. Also, I just realized this is a Halloween theme. Why? I mean, Halloween is my favorite holiday, but this is just odd. But I like it. Now, I do have to note this is only unlocked in this manner on the original Super Nintendo version. This also applies to the Wii, Wii U, 3DS, and Switch re-releases, since those are merely emulating the original. However, with the Game Boy Advance port, this color scheme and sprite change only happens if you find all exits in the game. Just an FYI, if that is the only copy of the game you own. Well, there you have it. Special Zone, over and done with. So let's now ask the question, was it really that hard? Yeah, it definitely was. Look, I'm not a noob at this game. It's literally the first game I've ever played in my life, and I've been playing it for 3 decades. So believe me when I say, some of these levels are legitimately hard. Let's do a quick recap and go down the list. Gnarly, a standard vertical level that is a bit tricky if you're just going to platform it, climb and jump your way to victory, or simply bypass the whole thing with Yoshi. Tubular, yes, Tubular is usually crowned the hardest of the hard. But to be honest, once you time the balloon power-ups, it's pretty easy to get through. The main caveat here is there is no room for error. If you get hit at all, you're going down. But if you do manage to fall into a platform, there's not much you can do. You're stranded. Way Cool, a trial and error stage that forces you to learn the path, at least until the halfway point. After that, the rope section feels like you just need to be quick when you climb up and down. Unless you get Yoshi. Those wings are just a quick pass to the exit. Awesome. Those ice physics can mess with you. But ultimately, this is a fun level. A lot of well-timed jumps is going to be the way to beat this one. You can take it slow, but it's best you just run and jump your way through. Groovy. It's the demo level, so it makes sense that it's pretty easy and fun. There's no way Nintendo would purposely scare off players by demoing a hard level on the title screen. Mondo. Definitely the most annoying and tedious one of the bunch. That water current and the 3 amazing flying douchebags makes this a pain. But ultimately, it's not hard. Just stock up on items and use that post-hit invincibility to your advantage. Outrageous. My god, I hate this level. Just get a cape and try to fly across the whole thing. It ain't worth trying to get through it normally, because anything and everything will go wrong on the ground. Screw this stage, and to hell with those damn fire snakes. And finally, Funky. Other than it being pretty long, it's a fun stage, and probably the most fun of the bunch. I mean, it feels like it should be hard since they throw so many enemies your way, but by this point, you're a pro, and it's just fun to plow through it all. All in all, Special Zone is a great challenge, and truly meant for experienced players. I mean, back then, kids weren't going to just randomly stumble upon this world. I breezed by it earlier, but to even reach the world, you have to know about the secret exits, know how to get to the Star World, and then beat each Star World level by finding each secret exit in them. So once you reach Special Zone, the developers understood that by this point, the player needed to be put through their paces. Oh, you found the super secret world? Well,
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
this was the revenge when everybody crapped all over the original Japanese Mario 2. So yeah, you got us. Well, that's the video. And yeah, Super Mario World is easily one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm going to keep replaying it endlessly. But as for the Special Zone, I could avoid it in the future. But speaking of the future, I do want to eventually showcase my favorite 3D Mario game. No, not that one. No, not that one. No, it's not that one. Look, I know I'm in the minority here, but I'm a bit of a masochist, so I really love the Black Sheep 3D Mario game. You know which one I'm talking about. So keep an eye out for that in the future. But yeah, regardless, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.